My name is Beth. When I was first introduced to Cyrus, I was around 16 years old. My home life with my dad was pretty tumultuous, and after some fighting, he decided to leave me at the Cyrus Center in Chilliwack. It was really scary, but I was really grateful that the staff were super duper on top of making sure that I didn't feel intimidated or scared. They made great efforts to make me feel welcomed, and I remember just feeling very good. I remember the whole process, being walked in and having them explain everything, and then, okay, and this is our next step, and this is what we're doing next. And it was very reassuring, just the way that they did everything. And then eventually I was placed into foster care, and I was removed from Cyrus, but around 2021, 2022, we found ourselves back at Cyrus Center, but this time I wasn't alone. And again, the Cyrus staff were very on top of things and made sure that we knew that we weren't doing this process by ourselves, regardless of how overwhelming and scary it felt.
My name is Michael. I came to Cyrus Center here in 2021 with my partner. Tried to dodge having to use the shelter for a little while. We didn't want to go to homelessness straight away, and it was unforeseen circumstances that led us to it. We dodged around for a little bit at some Airbnbs until we talked to Archway, and they helped us come to Cyrus and Chilliwack for a little while, where I vehemently did not want to leave her side in any form of way. I was very protective. I was worried because I knew she had a bit of trauma surrounding being homeless. So I made sure I stuck very well together and just made sure everything was okay.
I remember the second time showing up because I was already very rattled from having things happen when I was 16. A staff member, her name was Amber, I remember her sitting down with me while I was hysterically sobbing, just overwhelmed by the whole process. And she didn't try to fix it. She didn't try to do anything overwhelming or big. She just sat with me and was there while I was feeling it. She let me take my time. She let me just breathe. And when I was less up there, she introduced herself, and then she tried really hard to see where the source of the upset was coming from. Is it something that happened here? Did someone say something? Or is it just that you're here? And when she had the information, she worked really hard to give good, healthy alternatives. I remember her setting me upstairs with a puzzle to try and just regulate a little bit more. And it was really nice just that it wasn't put everything away, get this out of our sight, like this is too much for us. It was a very welcoming understanding. Something is wrong and we want to help.
For me, because during our initial homelessness, my focus was fairly solely on staying with her, keeping her feeling safe. I valued how much the staff would help when things were a little bit too intimidating in terms of if there was loud guests or just something too much happening, and they would help to take her aside or give her a bit of a quiet place. And it really helped a lot, and it made me very happy to see that I didn't have to be the only one worried or caring. So I kept that up pretty well. The biggest impact Cyrus had on us was positively reinforcing our ability to have a life out here and progress forward in our life. So at first, becoming homeless felt very a hard stop. We didn't know what to do. It leaves a gap of you don't know where things are going to go from there. And coming here, having all the support of Asia, Josh, and Melissa, and Aaron really reinforced that there are options that we can get out of homelessness. There are ways that we can be taken care of. There's mental health support that they've connected with that we have very much embraced. It's gone really well from there. We now have a 2-bedroom, 2-floor apartment. It's definitely gotten better.
One of the biggest impacts they've had for sure was getting us out of homelessness, obviously, since that's the antithesis of being homeless. It's amazing. They did it so quickly too, and they were
I think we were here 3 months or something like that.
about 3-ish, 2.5, 3. But it was such a painless process in comparison to what we thought it was going to be. We thought we would be here much, much longer, and it was going to take forever longer than it did. But the staff was very enthusiastic to work with us. And obviously, he mentioned the connections to mental health. That has been huge. They originally started with a counselor that came here, and then you could just come and talk to her when she was available. But at some point they switched to if you found a counselor and they would just pay the bill for you. And Michael has a fantastic counselor now because of it. And I got, in my opinion, the world's best counselor because of them. I love her so much. I've been working with her for 2 solid years. Best trauma counselor ever.
Intense.
I guess by secondhand, connecting me to Jacqueline has been like pivotal for me, because it has given me the tools to manage that ugly mental health issue that ended me up on the streets in the first place. And it has made me enthusiastic about life again. It has made me very much more confident in my ability to handle stressful situations. And if things go wrong, I don't feel like it's an end-all be-all. It really does.
Connected with mine has been a pretty large strength point for me, just in terms of growth and acceptance of myself and learning.
I think the staff knock it out of the park every day, whether or not they feel like they do or they don't, because it's those little moments. Like I said, I was absolutely still hysterical while Amber was trying to console me, but it was helping. It wasn't visible to them, but that moment is seared into my brain, just that moment of raw compassion and honesty of, I can't make it all better, but I'm here with you. And for people in our situation, it does get better if you push and you fight for it. If you want that apartment, go for it. If you want that job, try for it anyways. You might not have everything you think that you need to do it, but sometimes you can learn those things along the way. Don't let yourself get hung up on the small details of having absolutely everything before you go for it.